Sisters and brothers, you see, there's so much information coming out about Palm Beach. Live your life. They're really mocking us now. Don't give it attention any longer. Don't feed them with your energy, with your time any longer. So as you know from my channelings, there are really many clones of him, of Jeffrey Epstein. And some asked me, but how is that possible? Palm Beach Pete is Pete Simmel. So it's Pete Simmel. So it's another person. How can you say it's a clone? It's another person. Look at the photos. You are right. Because there are many different ways of cloning people. And I think I never told you that, how they clone people. And the most well-known way cloning people is this. These are higher dimensional entities. Let's say the Anunnaki. I give you an example, Enki. Enki is very well known for the spiritual community. Let's say Enki has that idea walking on Earth multiple times. They split a spark of their consciousness, their frequency, up. So this means you can say these are walk-ins, doppelganger, and they have very advanced technology. The Anunnaki, it's their technology, cloning people. And they can appear on Earth as multiple characters. The Earth for them was a Sims video game. Do you know the Sims video game? They showed us the truth. They showed us the truth in movies. They showed us the truth in video games. So playing Sims, this is how they saw the world. And they just designed the sim. So when they said, hey, I want to go down to Earth, Enki has that idea, and I want to be there on multiple times at the same time. It is the same consciousness, the same spark of the same entity walking on Earth. But you know them now as Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew Jackson, Pete Simmel. So yeah, indeed, these are different people. These are different people. They have another life path. They have another family. That's true. But it's the energy. It is the consciousness. And it's not a soul mate. And it's not a soul brother. That's not the same. Because the Anunnaki used the AI and tried to control the divine order. You understand? And because they had, let's say, 10 multiple Enkis walking on Earth, so they tried to achieve immortality on Earth. This is what you know as an NPC. This is what you know as a clone. This is what you know as a spy. These are the watcher of the Matrix. With Queen Elizabeth, it's exact the same. Queen Elizabeth II, I saw in my visions, it's a royal Draconian. She's really the queen of the Draconians. So it's no coincidence she was a queen on Earth. So, and from her, there are many, many multiple clones walking the Earth. So Queen Elizabeth II, she's really dead. But there are some so-called doppelganger clones walking on Earth. So it's exact the same spark. It's exact the same frequency. Just another name. Just another body. We have the same with Enki. Yes, Enki also walks the Earth. And Jeffrey Epstein, I saw in my visions, is a Draconian ambassador. So in his real form, he comes from Alpha Draconis. Yes, and he's an ambassador. He's not in that position as Queen Elizabeth, because Queen Elizabeth is really a Draconian queen. She's really a royal. Jeffrey Epstein is not in higher dimensions, but he's a warrior. He's an ambassador. So I always saw him in spaceships. So yes, and he decided being on Earth multiple times. And you know him as Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson is the same entity. It's the same entity, only another body here on Earth. This is the most well-known way of cloning. But there are other ways. They also can create clones already here in the third dimension. Because that technology they have in their hands comes from Sumeria, goes back to Atlantis. Yes, and they have it in control. Time traveling. Nikola Tesla, maybe heard of that theory. I know it's so deep, and I know many still say it's conspiracy theory. But when they replace a VIP with a clone, you can be sure they use tactic 2, and they use the technology in 3D. And this has something to do with Area 51. And I'm really not allowed saying more about Area 51. I'm so sorry. These videos are under extreme shadow ban, censorship, and they spy on us when we say something about Area 51. Tactic number 1 is the most well known. And they do that since eons. So they are in higher dimensions and watching themselves walking as doppelganger, as clones on Earth. And play Sims. And they design and create their own Sims. And that is why they have so many similarities. The same spot. So he admitted he was on a Jeffrey Epstein party. They're really mocking us now, guys. And it concerns me because they made that whole thing funny now. I understand many people, it's too much, right? It's so shocking, I understand. But it's the divine plan now for us to see and not looking away. Not looking away what they have done to so many innocent children and young women and young men. These occult dark rituals are very, very real. And I'm sorry, they're still happening. It's not over yet. They're still happening. I don't say where, but I say one thing. There are some islands they still do. In England. And in Russia. Yes, in Russia there are many spots. I give you some insights because I'm a remote viewer too, so I can see. This is why over and over these negative entities were born in the elites, were born as the rich, were always rich, were born rich. You understand? And they recognized each other all the time because they knew, hey, you are the reincarnation of Andrew Jackson. It's you again. That's the secret. And there's so much more to discover. And my tip, don't feed it any longer. Don't give it your attention any longer. It's loosh energy now. It's energy harvesting. They're mocking us. And it's a clone. When you saw the Dancing Rods channeling, they sadly deleted. I said that there are many clones of Jeffrey Epstein. This is not the only one. There's some more hiding. So, and it's always the same entity. And they are in the higher dimensions and watching themselves walking on Earth 10, 20 times. Just another body, another name, another family, another gifts and talents, and just played Sims here. And this was strictly forbidden. This is against the divine order. It is strictly forbidden, guys. Playing God and working with AI and producing these clones is strictly forbidden. They do anyway. They don't care, guys. That's why we have so much chaos on Earth. That's why the darkness ruled here. That's why they took over the planets. They also took over the planets in our solar system. Really, they did. They hijacked the moon once. They hijacked Saturn because they know the importance of Saturn and the moon. So, the Saturn planet is not dark, don't get me wrong. 666 is a very sacred number. 369, Nikola Tesla. But their hijack is changing. That's why I said the energy from 666 is changing. And we work now more with the number 888. It's numerology. Not that 666 is a bad luck number or it comes from Satan. Satan is Saturn. So it's not negative, but they hijacked the energy of Saturn. That's what they have done. And they twisted the frequency of these planets, and it was toxic for us, and it was good for them. Always using the ancient symbols for themselves against us.